Healthy Rebel Radio is sponsored by the Healthy Rebel app. 300 plus secretly healthy, delicious, mouth-watering dessert and treat recipes made with all-natural, whole food ingredients. Now available for download on the App Store and Google Play. Find out more details at healthyrebel.com.
Welcome to Healthy Rebel Radio. I'm your host, Dr. David Deiser. I'm here with my Dami Health Healthy Rebel co-founder, Amy Lane. Good morning.
Good morning.
Let's get to the news. Microwaves are back in the news today. People online are talking about them again. I know you have some strong opinions about microwaves and the use of them. But I wanted to go over some of the reasons why we've been avoiding ours for so long. I mean, you intrinsically started to avoid yours long before. Like, when did you start? Like, what was the shift that happened for you?
Well, my dad, I like to think of him, he was a health pioneer. Mm-hmm. And when we were little, he would get us to avoid using.
Really?
As much as possible.
Really?
Yeah, and I remember times of, like, my mom saying, like, oh, just heat it up in the microwave. And he'd be like, I don't want to use that. And she'd be like, oh, come off it. You know, like, don't be ridiculous.
For sure.
Yeah, and he always had a bad vibe about it. Even if he ever did use it, he wouldn't let any of us stand in front of it.
Yeah.
It was big.
Yeah.
So I guess I just, from there, and then when I purchased my first house, I didn't have a microwave. So then when I moved to my second house, I didn't buy a microwave. And then I was given a microwave as a gift because by the time you and I lived together, I brought a microwave, but we never used it.
No, never ever. Gosh, you must have been the only person in Canada without a microwave at that time. Like, there is, seriously, everyone has a microwave.
Yeah, I don't know. I just had a bad vibe.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I think I was taught it.
Oh, you were, I guess from a young age. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So what I want to go through is just some of the reasons, scientifically why it might be helpful to avoid your microwave and try other ways of heating.
And to say, we have definitely not used a microwave since 2007.
No, absolutely.
You and I together in a relationship.
Mm-hmm. No, we brought that microwave to our last place and never used it.
No.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
The first study I want to start with is one, for broccoli. So, this is a very simple study they did where you test the different nutrients available in broccoli when you heat it different ways. We know that heating changes the nutrient composition of foods. When you steam broccoli, you lose about 11% of the antioxidants. Mm-hmm. When you microwave it, 97%.
It just doesn't surprise me at all.
That's high.
Right, but if you really are honest with yourself, and you steam broccoli, and then you put it there in a bowl, it has a certain vibrancy to it, has a certain texture, has a certain flavor. If you take broccoli and you microwave it until it's cooked.
Right, it does look a little different, yeah.
There's a different vibe. I mean...
There's a different vibe to this broccoli.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think anybody can deny it. Okay, continue.
Let's go to garlic.
Okay.
So the active ingredient in garlic as a antimicrobial and all the beneficial things garlic has is called allanase.
Okay.
It's the principal ingredient that we always use and study and all these things. It became, in their microwave, it becomes, after 60 seconds, it becomes completely useless as an ingredient.
None of this surprises me.
That is crazy because, I mean, that's why we use garlic.
So let's just, for a second, I know that people got mad, people, I don't know how to word it, but I disagreed with some people about, say, Weight Watchers microwavable dinners, and that if they have moved so far forward that they shouldn't be in the business of serving crap to people. So let's talk about now they have microwavable dinners in the freezer section that are loaded with preservatives, color, pure crap, and no nutrients.
Yeah.
but they're low calorie, so you'll stay quote unquote skinny.
Right.
Then you toss that, which it's in plastic with a plastic cellophane.
We'll get to that. Wow.
No.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so I just want to say,
There you go.
right?
And then you microwave it.
And then you microwave
and
it. So you
stay
take
skinny.
already crap and then you put it in the microwave,
Yeah.
but it's low calorie, so.
So it's all good.
Ugh.
Points.
Ugh.
Microwaves have been found to destroy the immune boosting agents in breast milk. So when you microwave breast milk, which I know a lot of new mothers do. They don't?
No, they double boil usually.
They double boil. Okay, good.
Because the thing is, you can't temperature regulate breast milk. I mean, maybe they do in the general public, but no mothers I've ever been around
Okay, that's good.
have ever.
That's
because
good.
you can't regulate the
I guess
temperature.
I've just seen it in the media. I've seen it on television.
You see.
That's my exposure to. Yeah, we don't have kids.
No.
So, yeah. So the lysozyme activity and the antibodies in breast milk were reduced when you microwave them. So it allowed for more growth of pathogenic bacteria.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah. Major.
Well, hopefully no one's doing that.
Yeah, hopefully not. We know when you heat proteins, the proteins become unfolded. They change their composition, but to a much greater degree when you microwave them compared to conventional thermal stress. Just major.
Side note, this is why downstairs at that health market, when they say, "Do you want me to heat this up?" always say no. No, seriously, because I think she said, I think I heard her say, "Oh no, I just tossed it in the microwave," and I thought, is this not, like, they tote GMO, organic, only local, everything's this high-end, super expensive stuff, and I think that they still use, you could see if it's a toaster, but I think it's a microwave, so don't ever do that. Bring it upstairs and we'll put it in the oven.
Yeah, definitely.
Sorry, I just didn't.
That's okay.
I forgot to mention that a while ago.
A Japanese study found that after 6 minutes in the microwave, in microwaving just regular milk, 40% of the B12 was eliminated. So we're just talking about milk in that study, but I mean I would assume it applies to most foods. Your B12 levels can go down by 40%. Anyways, you're getting the idea here. There's other ones with minerals. There's other ones with vitamins from asparagus, Scandinavian study. Lots of good studies.
So you're paying for convenience with lack of nutrients. And
That's right.
Something that we're very passionate about is, we talk about it all the time, that nutrients is our main focus.
It is, yeah.
Nutrient-dense
foods. I mean,
foods.
that's what we talk about. Yeah.
That is what we're interested in. So we're always trying to provide the best options with the most nutrients, basically the best bang for your buck. So this basically is the worst thing you could do.
Oh, the worst. So let's talk about microwave safe containers, because that's a hot topic that people have been discussing for a long time. The reason that things have been deemed microwave safe is because the amount of material that's leached from them when you heat them is so minimal that it's been shown to have no effect on the body. So that's, if you trust your governing bodies, then sure. Now,
I would put an asterisk there, not about not trusting governing bodies. If you trust the studies are up to date and that big business don't have their hands and money involved. Because I feel like there's a 10-year at least delay on things.
There is, yeah, minimum.
Right? So we have to be our own activists.
So that's for most products. Now, there are BPA plastic dishes that are still labeled as microwave safe, and they get around it by some mechanism. They're not microwave safe. If something has BPA, it has been shown that there's a link between breast and prostate cancer, and there's a link with early puberty for kids.
Right.
So puberty happening quicker. It's estrogen disrupting. So that's BPA, and some of them are still labeled microwave safe. Now, that gets us into this next study of the day, which just came out this morning, and it's about the new plastic containers that are not BPA. They're supposed to be the safe ones. Okay,
side note in this, I think that we should all be using only glass or stainless steel.
Oh, definitely.
For all our water containers, all our, food dishes, everything, we should be using only glass and stainless steel.
Agreed.
We have to move over.
So one of the main ingredients that has been used to replace BPA in plastic containers is called BPS. So University of California published this morning, February 1st, that BPS accelerates embryonic development and disrupts the reproductive system.
Oh no.
For mothers planning to conceive and who are pregnant. So they did studies on the zebrafish, which is easy to study because the embryonic sac where the fetus is developing is transparent, so you can see it happening. Anyways, there was no difference between BPA and BPS. They both had negatives.
So basically, they invented a new substance that doesn't have enough negative studies behind it yet, so that everyone will think it's safe until all the studies and everything come out.
You are exactly right on.
Yeah.
That's
so
exactly
this is what is happening all the time with everything, and I find it just, we have to just get back to using our own, common sense, our own guidance system.
Mm-hmm.
So we know enough that plastic isn't good for us.
Yeah.
So, plastic children's toys, plastic containers you send with your husband or yourself or with your children, and plastic water bottles all have to go.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, like a stainless steel water bottle is more of an investment, but we bought ours, except for the one you lost, which I can never let go. I can never let that go.
Yeah,
that was
so
4 years ago.
Yeah, so true. I went to school. We had 2 in the morning.
We had 2 brand new, 1 liter, clean canteen, gorgeous stainless steel bottles. And by the afternoon, we only had 1.
How many years later is this?
I think 5.
Wow.
Still can't let it go.
No.
Anywho, they last forever.
Yes, they do.
They're an investment that lasts for... we still have our original one from 2006.
Yeah, we do.
So, as long as you take care of these things, and same with the glass Tupperware that I have for you, so that you can take stuff. And it's a little heavier, but it's worth your health.
It's worth it. Definitely.
And again, you can feel good about the environment. Like I talked about, a few podcasts ago about, adding more vegetarian protein into your diet. You can consider yourself doing good. You're adding to the solution of our world, our global problems. Whether you believe in global warming or whether you believe
you're contributing in a positive way. My gosh,
you're doing something good. You can go to bed at night, and it's not that much extra. You're helping. You're the solution now.
And if you're using glass, you're not disrupting your estrogen systems,
which is so important.
So, the other thing they found, not only estrogen disruptors, BPA and BPS also had disrupting mechanism of action on the thyroid system.
No way.
So, if it's happening in these animals and in this fish, with the BPS, it's for sure going to be happening in humans at some degree or another. So these BPA replacements, they're not good. Not at all. But you've been onto this for a long time.
Well, it's not that I've been onto it. It's just...
I just think that, like, for example, myself, I just didn't take it seriously.
You have to take everything seriously. You have to take your health seriously. It is something that a lot of people put off until it's too late.
Yeah.
And it's just such a gift to have this body and to be here and to, it's a gift. And if we could just get in the mindset of we're going to make the most of it, releasing self-hate as motivation and getting back into, making the most of this situation that we currently have, kind of surrendering to what is. Definitely. And then making it the best you can instead of fighting against it. I just think it's very important. Yeah,
and in surrendering to what is, you just take these simple steps that contribute to your health in a positive way.
And like, it feels so good. I wish I could explain that in a, when I, use natural deodorant and I have, my natural shampoo in the shower, and I, am cooking with the purest ingredients, and, there's no microwave now, and, when I'm, not participating in gossip, I'm actually reading books that add to my intelligence or, benefit my life, and I'm listening to, classical music, and I talk to friends that are inspiring and actually love me and encourage, and just you just feel like you feel aligned. You feel right. You feel good. And it's all these simple things that add up, you know?
Definitely.
Whereas, like, you know, just the simplest thing, I remember, like, I was doing everything perfectly, but I was still kind of spraying perfume on myself before we'd go out. And something felt off about it for me, right?
Yes.
Like, it just felt like, okay, I know that this isn't good for me. I know there's, like, things going on. So then you move into natural options, and then you just feel aligned. You're like, I am what I believe. I am what I want to see in the world. You know, I feel aligned. I feel...
And then these things just keep coming to you, these little simple things that, like, you found natural perfumes. You found...
Right.
Yeah, right.
You know, and it's no longer a struggle. Like, when you first start out making big changes, it is sometimes it's hard sometimes. When you realize, like, gotta give up dairy, but I love dairy, you know. I love cheese, I love yogurt, I love this, but if you decide it doesn't feel right to you, or, you know, some of the facts that are out there, you know, put off alarm bells, you know, type of thing. Like, at the beginning, change is difficult, but as you get going...
Well, for me, standing over the stove and thinking, I could just heat this up in the microwave for 1 minute, or I can put it on the stove for 3.
Yeah, but you're fine.
I'm fine. But my gosh, the antioxidants you lose in the microwave.
I just don't find it. I guess there's some things I just don't need to study for. I know they're going to come.
I know, but to turn broccoli just into fiber, to basically scrap nutrient value.
Have you ever tasted things come out of the microwave?
Yeah, I guess I have.
Everybody knows. Oh, has this been microwaved? Everybody knows that. So if you can taste it, or smell it, or spot it, then it's changing something. Right? You know. Your body knows. This isn't right.
Definitely.
That's an actual term. Ugh, has this been microwaved?
Yeah.
I hear it.
For sure. It's interesting.
It makes things weird.
It does, yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Now with reading these, it's really turned me off.
It makes your stomach sore, doesn't it? It's making me kind of nauseous.
Yeah, definitely.
I should have had breakfast before this podcast.
Definitely. Let's move into something we know and love that won't make us nauseous. The American Academy of Sleep Medicine.
Oh.
Sleep is back in the news.
What did I say?
What did you say? 2016, the year of sleep.
By the way, I saw online the other day that Ariana Huffington was interviewing Andre Iguodala.
Oh, yeah?
About his sleep revolution.
No way.
She's going to make it a thing this year.
What was he saying?
New bestie.
Yeah, new bestie.
It's not released yet.
Okay,
they were
just
just
like, watch it.
I think they were taping like something.
Cool. Well, I mean, this one this morning, this is related to weight loss for women between 35 and 50.
Let's hear it.
Basically, I believe this was coming from the nurses study, maybe, or was this a different one? It was a pretty large study. Looking at the variability in bedtimes, because many of us go to sleep later on the weekends. That's quite common. A 2-hour variability in bedtime has been shown to increase insulin resistance and BMI.
No.
So basically leading to obesity and type 2 diabetes.
Wow.
Yeah. Major. So the next study is going to be why is this happening, where they're going to track melatonin and cortisol and try and figure it out. But if you're going to sleep 2 hours later for a few times a week, you're changing your schedule in that way, then you're more susceptible to your body not handling insulin and sugar properly in the bloodstream, therefore your pancreas secreting more insulin to get that sugar into the cells, and therefore leading to quicker rates of diabetes and higher BMI.
Huh.
Yeah. And so many people go to sleep later on the weekends. I mean, it's hard on the body, isn't it, when you go to sleep 2 hours later and then...
Yeah, I'm just trying to think about both of us trying to stay up to watch that basketball this week, and then we both woke up to sleep on the couch.
Oh my gosh. It's sad, isn't it?
Oh, sad.
Sad.
It's really sad. But
10:30 on a Saturday night to sleep on the couch watching basketball.
Yeah. That surprises me that it's that small of a window.
Yeah. So we need to figure out the mechanism and how often it needs to happen to have negative effects on BMI and insulin resistance.
But I'd also like to hear I mean, you're not interested in this, but I'd like to hear why they were up for 2 hours extra, because I think there's a difference between staying up and having a nice time with friends, or staying up because of a stressful event, or watching stressful television, or sitting there with active mind.
Mm-hmm.
I know in myself,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I can recover faster if I stayed up later because of a fun reason.
Definitely.
But if you and I stayed up and, you know, we're doing a launch and we're working till 2 a.m.,
mm-hmm.
the next day I wake up and I feel hungover.
Yeah, that's a little different.
It's harder to bounce back when you're kind of in that stress zone.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
I wonder if that has anything to do with it, or if it's just stress on the body shaking up your routine.
I mean, all I know about it so far is I think it was 7,000 women, and they had them fill out questionnaires about their bedtimes, I think. But my question is about the cortisol release. Does it, when you stay up later, do you then have to get up earlier the next day, or do you not get as much sleep, and then do you have your cortisol thrown off, and maybe you can't work out, or you become
true.
more anxious and you don't eat properly? How does that throw off your eating schedule? There's so many things to look into.
So true. But I 100% believe that sleep is so important.
Mm-hmm.
Regular sleep, enough sleep, you know, just restful sleeps.
Definitely.
I think it's something that everyone should really focus on this year,
mm-hmm.
and really embrace it.
Well, we have been.
Oh, are we?
We just don't know enough about the pancreas, and we don't know enough about insulin and blood sugar, and why these changes happen with just, you know, the littlest lifestyle. You consider this so little. I mean, most of us have been doing it since we were kids, staying up later on the weekends.
Oh, yeah.
So it's not surprising to see that so many people are doing it, and it's affecting them negatively this way. Anyways, metabolic issues because of this. So we covered a lot today. Stop using your microwave. No.
Everyone,
You're gonna get less nutrients.
Yeah, and I mean, gosh knows what else. You know,
Mm-hmm.
this is the first bit of information.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if it feels wrong or if it feels off, I really believe that we should all start paying attention.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, we don't have to get emotional about it. We can just move towards a solution.
Definitely. Listen to your body.
Listen to your body. Listen how you feel about something.
Mm-hmm. That's Healthy Rebel Radio, episode 21. Thank you so much for listening. Have a great day.
See you.
Healthy Rebel Radio is presented by the online health and wellness center, DamiHealth.com. Since 2009, Amy Lane has successfully coached thousands of women through her signature program, the Bikini Body Program. Join today to work exclusively with Amy to unveil your greatest yet to be from the inside out. Go to DamiHealth.com for more information.
Thank you for listening to Healthy Rebel Radio. Please connect with us on our community pages on Facebook, Pinterest, and Instagram, all at the handle @DamiHealth. For weekly recipes, articles, and all our episodes straight to your inbox, join our newsletter at DamiHealth.com. You can find all the links discussed in today's episode in the show notes. Thank you for joining us, and see you tomorrow.